Hello everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, or at least two of the Middle-Aged Guys, and we're going to be talking about some of the trailers that come out of EA's E3 2017 press conference. Let's get the introductions out of the way. I'm the Reverend.
And I'm Graymouse1.
I gotta say, Graymouse, you know, EA's E3 2017 conference, a lot of stuff was par for the course. Of course, we saw Madden, we saw FIFA. They went ahead. They showed a little bit of NBA Live 18, you know, which is all the yearly sports titles that we know that they're popular for, and that's their cash cow going forward with a lot of things like that. But I got to say, I was really kind of surprised because they went ahead and they announced out 2 original IPs, and they also brought back a Need for Speed title, which we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at. And what they showed off for Star Wars Battlefront was pretty impressive. All right. Now, I know I can just go ahead and I can talk about it, but guess what? We've actually figured out some of this stuff, and we can take a look at some of these trailers. We're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the trailer for the first original IP that they announced out. It's called A Way Out, and it's being developed by the folks at, I believe, Hazelight, right? The guys who created Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Now that they've gone ahead and they've hooked up with EA, they've got this, you know, basically a brand new AAA title that they want to go ahead and put out. And from what we've seen, okay, it looks impressive. We're going to go ahead and we're going to play the trailer right now. We're going to make comments about it. If you're following along, or if you happen to just have this playing on in the background, I've got it queued up. I'll tell you when to hit play, and then you could hear our comments along with it. It's kind of like video commentary on collector's DVDs and stuff like that. Well, collector's Blu-rays. Yeah. Fucking 2017. It's not 1998 anymore. But yeah, you get the idea. But I've got it queued up right here, so we've got it all set up. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to hit play. So 3, 2, 1, and play. All right. EA Originals, which, yeah, you know, I mean, it's glad to see that, you know, they're actually making some original stuff and all of that. So
it looks like it's a jail setting or a prison setting.
Yeah. A lot of people have been making comparisons to Prison Break online.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So. And the thing about it is that, yeah, you see where it says a co-op adventure. That was the one thing that, you know, what was it? Joseph Faraz, the head developer or head creative guy over there at Hazelight, he was saying that he wanted to emphasize that this is a co-op experience. Not only can you play online with your friends, but he's like, look, your best experience on this is going to be during the split screenplay, like it's showing right now.
Yeah.
When you're playing local co-op with your buddies on the couch next to you. All right, and that actually got a round of applause during the E3 conference.
Well, so wait a minute. So these guys broke out of jail, and was that his wife?
Well,
are they heading?
Yeah, it looks like they both got family that they're trying to get to.
Oh shit! I don't know if he made that.
Yeah, that one right there is definitely one to go ahead and think about. But yeah, you know, so that was pretty much that trailer. What were your thoughts in, like, what was it, a minute and a half or 2 minutes that they had?
Yeah, I like it. It kind of, you know, now it looks like they were thrown in prison, maybe for a crime that they didn't do, or we don't know, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like they're trying to get to their family, and that's the whole thing about the game is breaking out of prison for some reason, to get out of prison to go see their family. I guess his wife or his sister, somebody's in the hospital, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting take, and it looks like to me like it's open world once you get out of the prison, you know. But are they still going to have the co-op, like, because you saw the prisoners back, you know, they're back to back, you know, working together to get out of there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, is that part of it going to end once you break out of prison?
No, actually, it looks like the co-op parts extend all the way through the particular gameplay. So it looks like they're going to be particular portions where people are going to be playing through one character, or one player is going to be playing through their particular experience, but the other player is going to be playing through their particular part. But then there are going to be portions where they're definitely doing the co-op teamwork thing. Like that whole thing where they're doing like the climb, where they've got the interlocked arms and they're trying to walk up that well. Yeah. That part right there, when I was like, okay, that's going to be really interesting if they're able to get that right. So, and they're really emphasizing co-op, especially local co-op. Like I said, applause to the folks at Hazelight. It looks great. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to. All right,
well,
let's go.
Well, I was going to say, just to close thoughts on this. I thought it was very interesting that they actually did show, couch co-op split screen. So that's definitely a plus. They're not just saying that, like, oh, co-op. So I'm very excited to bring back that type of gameplay, couch co-op gameplay. That's been needed for a long, long time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's when. It just goes to show that even in this modern age, there are still a lot of players who appreciate that sort of thing. Like I said, when he said couch co-op, and he was like, "This is an experience that I'm emphasizing that you want to play locally with your friends, because guess what? That sort of experience rocks." Like I said, it was met with applause by the folks in attendance. So hopefully we're going to see more of this. But let's go ahead and let's jump on the next one. The next one is Anthem. All right. So the thing with this is that, especially after the apparent scuttling or redistribution of resources of the folks over there at Bioware Montreal Studios, a lot of people were like, well, with that particular announcement, they said that a lot of the Bioware projects were being put on hold. And one of the things that a lot of people who had followed the tweets and news that are coming out of BioWare, especially over the last few months, was, crap, what does that mean for Project Dylan, which is the brand new IP that BioWare has been working on for a while now? Well, suffice it to say, it looks like they didn't cease operations, they didn't cease efforts on it. They did give us some sort of teaser footage. Granted, it's only 45 seconds long, folks. It is literally a teaser. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to look at that really quick right now, and then we're going to give our thoughts on it. Let me go ahead, and I've got it queued up. Like I said, just hit play when I say play. On 3, 2, 1, and play. EA logo.
Yeah, BioWare. Frostbite, that's a good sign. Oh wow, a wall.
It's our armor.
Okay.
And got some sort of like post-apocalyptic thing going on.
The hell is that thing, I wonder?
I don't know.
Looks like there's some dynamic weather going on.
Look.
Wow.
An particle effects and sparkles.
Yeah.
Yep.
An exoskeleton or an exosuit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow, and it was like an underwater shot, maybe?
I know that was just a lot of
sparkly.
That was a lot of sparkly stuff, and
yeah. But it looked like the camera was underwater, facing up. You know what I mean? Just the way it looked in the light. So for this, I don't know, man.
It looks intriguing. I mean, there are a few things that I can go ahead and I can pick out here. It looks like they're doing the post-apocalyptic thing, but from what I can glean, we don't even know if this is on Earth or if it's on some other planet.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some big ass monsters running around outside of this wall that everybody's holed up behind.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like the players can be running around in some sort of powered exosuit. A lot of people online have been calling this Attack on Titanfall because as much as publishers may hate their fan base and may hate the internet, a lot of times they can bring up some comparisons that are very, very apt and very, very accurate. And that the whole thing with the wall, big ass creatures that screams Attack on Titan, and the powered exosuit, which it looks like this is probably going to be an action type title or an action RPG type title, knowing Bioware, that does scream toward Titanfall. So,
Well, one thing too, maybe you could it be a Dead Space type of I'm not talking about the creatures. I'm talking about like the exoskeleton where you upgrade your stuff and you have to scrounge for weapons. It kind of gives that a little bit, that vibe, just a little bit. I'm not saying it's completely, because Dead Space obviously is out in space, but
yeah,
it kind of gives that vibe, the exoskeleton thing that you got to wear around. But and it kind of reminds me of Fallout as well a little bit. So
yeah,
I mean, it has to be an action RPG, I think. And again, humanity seems like it's holed up behind that wall. We don't know we don't know if it's Earth or not.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's very interesting.
It's going to be interesting as far as this one goes. So I mean, when we see more, hopefully they're going to be releasing out more details and everything like that. Right now they're saying for Anthem, the projected release date is sometime. Let's see here, in the fiscal year of 2019. So we are still a long ways out. Fiscal year 2019 starts April of 2019 and ends in March of 2020. So, yeah, we may not even be seeing this for another 3 years, as far as it goes.
And just want to emphasize that point that this was not gameplay. This was just a teaser trailer, and that's it. That's all it was. It's like, here you go. What this was like, BioWare is getting people start talking about it.
Yeah,
it's what that trailer was. That's all that was.
And one thing that I do have to point out, and this is not just me being jaded, I know you've gone through this before too, is that we can count, hundreds, maybe thousands of games that we've seen trailers for, announced at E3, where, right there, that's one of them right there. Okay, where the trailer it comes out and it gets people talking, gets people hyped, but when the game finally comes out, like a year or two, maybe 3 years later, it doesn't look like anything like the initial trailers. I mean, nope. The stuff that they were showing for Mass Effect Andromeda, okay, at the first time that it showed at E3, people were like wowed, but that came out a little while earlier this year, and people were like, ew, what the hell was going on, so yeah, folks, I don't want to get on tangent here, but yeah, be wary of these trailers. Granted, a lot of them, I gotta say, especially some of the later stuff that EA showed off actually had gameplay. In fact, the next trailer that we look at for Need for Speed Payback does have some gameplay. All right, that's going to be the next one that we're going to look at right now, which I've got queued up. Okay. You all set?
Yes,
so
sir.
We'll go ahead and we'll go through this one together on 3, 2, 1, and play. Big
Straight
crash.
Into a crash in slow motion.
Yep.
Oh man. So I guess the whole plot of this part is that they want that car.
Yeah. Well, at least this particular intro.
Yeah. Man, they got a GT. Ooh wee.
I could have done without the neon fucking LEDs on the front.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that just screams rice to me. All right.
Well, it looks like this is not just a racing. Oh, there's slow motion again. But there's damage on that car though, which that's good.
Yeah, I like the model damage. It looks really great.
But why is the GT still all sparkly and clean and looks like it came off of the lot?
Because it's a fucking hero car, man.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah. See, that should have destroyed the fucking car right then and there.
Yeah. I agree. And there was another slow motion crash.
Yeah.
We get him before he reaches the city.
Yeah, that neon shit in the front's bugging me, man. That green neon, that's terrible. Here we go again. Slow motion shit. Come on, man.
Well, you know what? This is.
It says like down.
Yeah. Well, that's like, what is that? Was that the second or third one, right? That was. Well, this is at least the third or fourth one right here. I'm just hoping that throughout the game, that this doesn't happen so much that it ends up being distracting. You know.
There it is again. That's distracting as hell, man. I mean, maybe they're trying to showcase the physics engine for the game. Doing this.
Like I said, and the fucking the damage on the models are impressive as shit. You know.
Yeah. You see part of the hood flying all over the place and glass from the headlights. But here, I mean, the GT's in showroom condition, man.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's the hero car. See, he just went ahead and he bumped that guy off the road, and yeah, that fucking green LED.
Look, there is no damage to the GT.
Yep.
Look.
Yeah.
All right, man, that car. She's sneaking in there. Oh man, there she goes. There's slow mo. Okay.
Yep.
And so there's no damage on that car breaking through the truck doors.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's a video game. I understand.
Yeah.
But, I mean. Oh, there it is again. Oh, we got flames coming out the back end of that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like I'm glad that they brought the Need for Speed series back because let's just be frank. It's a well-known series. It's been around forever. Okay. Yep. And I do see what they're going for. It looks like they're going for something that's more like a mission-based, like almost let's just name the obvious. They're going for something that sounds and looks like Fast and Furious. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not like the last few movies didn't, make a combined $7 billion together, because they did. All right. But the thing with this is that I'm happy that Need for Speed is back. And yeah, out of like a lot of the existing EA IPs, this is one I could appreciate. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the name Need for Speed Payback. So I'm kind of interested in what do you mean payback? You know what I mean? Did something get stolen from? Well, I mean, is that their car that got stolen from them? They're stealing it back?
I don't know. I mean, as long as we don't have Vin Diesel showing up, talking about family,
Wait a minute.
I think I'll be fine with that.
What if that car was Kit, or a Kit-like car?
Oh, God, I don't even want to think about that. And
okay, anyway.
if you want to know what we're talking about, just check the card above, folks. All right, for our video regarding the Knight Rider reboot that's supposed to be showing up sometime this year. All right. Yeah.
No, please.
Yeah, let me wipe that thought away from my mind. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Okay. The next trailer that we're going to look at is the cinematic trailer that they did for Star Wars Battlefront II, which is set to come out November, actually. Let's see here. It's set to come out November 17th. Actually, November is going to be pretty busy for EA this year, because Need for Speed Payback is set to be available for early access on let's see here, EA Origins, November 2nd. So usually the early access people get it for about a week before it hits retail. So that one's going to be hitting retail just a week before Star Wars Battlefront 2. So hopefully this stuff doesn't get so lost in the shuffle where it's like, well, these titles underperformed. Look, EA, if that's the case, just figure it out. You're loading these things way too close to each other. Okay, especially in the holiday season where everybody has their shit out. So
yeah,
I mean, look, obviously with these particular timelines, you're not going to be able to bring them out early, because that's going to hit the quality of the games probably adversely. So if one of these has to wait a few months until like 2018, I won't mind. Just saying that out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. With that, let's go ahead and let's look at the Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer. This one was only about 2 minutes long. And then during the actual E3 conference themselves, they did a full playthrough of a mission campaign, multiplayer mission campaign that took like a full 20 minutes or so, almost 30 minutes as far as gameplay went, which looked pretty dope. and I really don't know what system they were using to run it to, because it was really fucking busy, and it was running at 60 frames.
And it was smooth.
Yeah, it was running smooth. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty consistent between 50 and 60 frames from what I saw. There was probably a few areas where it dropped to around 30 or maybe a little bit lower, like when they were fighting in the office, in the throne room and everything. But you know, that's not anything that we see right here in this particular trailer. Let's go ahead and look at the trailer right now. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll start it up in 3, 2, 1, play. All right.
Oh man, stormtroopers.
Yep. There it goes.
Ooh, look at the graphics. Look at the graphics.
Oh, there's episode 1 stuff. We got droids.
Yep.
Lots of droids.
Oh wow, look what that's busy.
Yep.
I mean, that's really busy.
You know what? Their trailer is only running at like 30 frames per second. Here's the thing that I gotta say, folks. When they showed off the gameplay was showing up at a lot faster clip, at full 60 frames. Yeah. This is only showing up at like 30 frames.
Oh, damn! There's old boy, man.
Oh, and no, they showed him in the multiplayer part of him tearing people up.
Tearing people up with that light set, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Oh, it looks like the jump
troopers, yeah.
Nice. It looks like a little bit of arrow.
Hey, we got Chewie there.
Yeah.
We have Boba Fett, Yoda, and... Oh, hey, look.
What do you know?
We got Rey and Kylo.
Look, I want to get in one of those X-Wings, man. I'm sorry. Look. Millennium Falcon? Yes, thank you. Oh, that's... Whoa. Wow.
Yep. Awesome. Wow. Yep. I gotta say, I'm rather impressed, to say the least. And that's not something I gotta say, you know, really that impresses me too much.
Yeah, you don't say that, especially EA of all, you know.
Yeah.
EA's been the evil one, the evil empire, quite literally this time.
Yeah.
For me, I like how they integrated, you know, some of the movies, and what was nice is I've been dying to get in an X-wing and fucking just fly around and shoot down TIE fighters or whatever. Yes, please. That's you know, I don't know if you could drive the Millennium Falcon or not, but it's yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'd have to say that one of the things that I gotta say with this particular one is that oh man, I gotta keep on emphasizing this, but when they showed the actual gameplay itself, it was impressive. And the thing is, I'm really not somebody who gives a fuck most of the time about, like, you know, these huge multiplayer games, but for as busy as it was, as much stuff as they had on screen and everything, it was impressive at the fact that they had so much going on and it was moving at a full 60 frames per second. All right, it just when it comes to resolution over frame rate, I'm a frame rate guy first. All right, but what they had showing on the live stream, it looked awesome. Okay, and it was very busy, and they were switching back and forth between the people on the ground and the people in the air. You know, that were running like air support and all of that. And yeah, it was running really fast and really smooth.
What was very interesting to me too is that even before EA's E3 was that they had a trailer out before that, right, where they saw the Death Star blow up and one of the Separatists, you know, took off their mask and whatnot, and we just saw her again.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting to me. What's very interesting to me too is that it seems like you could get into the AT-ATs and the other, you know, you know what I mean? The other empires. What do you call it?
Yeah. The what they called them. They called them the ATRTs, which were the small walkers that they were running around in.
Yeah.
And it looks like, as far as it goes, they said that this is the one thing that a lot of people were asking for with Star Wars Battlefront 1 was that they were like, well, is there a single player campaign mode? Something that helps us tie things together. According to them, there's going to be a huge campaign mode that, just like Rogue One went ahead and it bridged the gap between, let's see here, Episode 3 and Episode 4, that they're going to have a campaign that's going to bridge the gap between, let's see here, Episode 7 and Episode 8. So I don't know if it's going to be... Actually, you know what? Now that all the stuff that's licensed under Disney is going to be considered canon, guess what, folks? It's going to be considered canon. So
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting.
Like you said, when we were watching the gameplay video after EA's conference, we were watching, 15 minutes of it?
Yeah.
And, I mean, one issue that I have is how are they going to balance this game? Because, I mean, Darth Maul he was... Dude, that guy was mowing down everybody, and he was the MVP, So, and we did see Jango Fett, right?
Yeah, Jango Fett was there. Also, who else showed up? Rey showed up, and Han Solo showed up during multiplayer. Yeah. So it looks like during the multiplayer scrums, whenever you're performing, depending on how you're performing, you unlock points. Okay, so just like what was that?
It's like the Call of Duty stuff that when you're playing the Call of Duty game and then you get a certain amount of points and you could get extra stuff.
Yeah, you could purchase perks and other things like that. So
I don't like that, man.
So one of the things that they have with that, it looks like one of the things, if you have enough points, you can purchase heroes to use outside of your general classes that are available on whatever side you're playing. Okay, because when it first showed everybody playing, they were either playing separatists or droids. Okay, and then after a while, the separatists and the droids, they all started unlocking things to use, further into the battle. So it looks like it starts rather small, but it really depends on, how well you're doing in the game. If you're a real superstar in the game, you could get to the point where you end up, like we said, with the guy who was playing Darth Maul. Once he went ahead and he had Darth Maul, he not only was the MVP, but he also had like the highest kill number. So yeah,
7 or something like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
So he definitely went ahead. He was like put in the most work out of everybody on that freaking campaign.
I am for those type of games, but like I said, EA's got a lot to work, I think, to balance that, because I mean, if you start unlocking all these characters and stuff, that they're overpowered. I mean, it's got to be a point to where I just hope it doesn't, by unlocking that particular character or whatever, that it completely turns the tide of the battle to the opponent, and then there's no coming back from it. I like a game where especially multiplayer games, where every side, you do get these perks for having whatever you level up or whatever you do, but not so much that it changed the complete outcome of the game that the other side has no chance of winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a balancing act, and you know what? That's going to be something that's probably going to be, something that they're going to struggle with, even after the game is released out. Like we said, this particular one, Star Wars Battlefront II, is set to release out November 17th this year. I gotta say, overall, EA, their press conference and everything, a lot of stuff was par for the course, things that we expected to see, like all their yearly sports titles and things like that. And there was a lot of stuff that they said that they were actually going to let Microsoft show off tomorrow during their particular conference. So this particular one, I gotta say, was actually kind of impressive, and there's not too many things that I'm very excited about, that come out of EA, just to be completely honest. But with the things that the brand new IPs that they announced, A Way Out, Anthem is a curiosity. That's something that is still years away. So I'm glad that BioWare is still doing stuff. All right. A Way Out looks really, really interesting, especially since they emphasize co-op, local co-op, couch co-op with buddies, right there. All right,
Side by side.
yeah, side by side. And then the fact that they brought back Need for Speed and they are putting real efforts into Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's rather refreshing. I gotta say that if this is what they're setting up as their release, though, if you think about it, that's only like what, 5 games. Here's the thing that we got to think about. Okay, just to kind of wrap up our thoughts is that that's not a lot of games coming out or being announced by EA. If you think about it.
Well, I mean, if you include the sports sides of the house, that it brings it up to like 8 or 9 games, and that's what they were saying before E3. Like, they said they got a couple. They got 7 games that they're going to show off. 2 of those games were going to be original IPs. Yeah, and so it's pretty much as was, and that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything really, like a lot of games. I knew it was going to be sports as part, and I think to speak of that real quick, I think the what is it, Madden 18? I think that one's actually going to take a page out of FIFA 18 and have that what you follow one person on from being a college student up to the highest level, in competition. Yeah. So that was going to be interesting. So if I were to grade EA's conference this time, I would give it about a B+ to an A-. It's around that. But I mean, because I have to give credit where credit is. It came out with 2 IPs, new IPs, and then on top of that, they came out with a game that people's been asking for some time now. I thought it was about time that Need for Speed came out, or I like to see old IPs brought back to be even better than what they were before. And like you said, it is par for the course. I think the sports part drug it down. I'm not a very big sports game player, but there are those that are. But, I just feel that some of the sports games, that maybe they should take a break from those. But then I'm thinking that once Xbox's Xbox conference comes out tomorrow, I think there's probably going to turn into a games for service for sports. I mean, that's perfect. We had a video about this before, and I think that's something that Microsoft that EA wanted Microsoft to push. I mean, that's just my opinion, because EA's been in bed with Microsoft for God knows how long now, and I still really think that is what's going to happen. This may be the last quote unquote numbered Madden, numbered FIFA, numbered NBA, that they're just going to do it like a game as a service. And so if I would grade this whole conference, I'm pretty impressed. This is much better than last year's EA conference, hands down. So that's why I got to give it like a B+ to an A-. I'd give it an A-. It's just I was impressed with some of the 3 of the games. 4 of the games.
I gotta say that if I were to grade them, I wasn't really planning on doing this, but if I were to grade this particular press conference from EA, I'd give it an A- also. Solid effort. Look, I'm going to say this right now. If it hasn't been obvious throughout this particular video that we're doing, I'm not the biggest EA fan. All right, I have my own gripes with them that isn't related to the quality of their games, and then I have gripes with them that is related to the quality of their games. And to tell you the truth, whenever I see them coming up for a press conference around E3 time, I'm never expecting a lot. But I gotta say, out of the 7 games that I saw that they went ahead and they announced, okay, you have 4 of them that catch my eye and make me go, oh, that looks really interesting. That is a lot. That's worth a lot. Okay. Yeah. Especially when it's just, coming to this particular platform and talking about it, you're getting people talking. They're starting the hype up. Okay. A lot of these games we're going to see by the end of this year. So, which is phenomenal. We don't have to wait a long time for the majority of these games. The other thing that really impressed me about this particular conference is that in comparison to last year, where last year I think it was like 70% talking and only 30% actually showing games, the split on this one was closer to around 50-50. Okay.
Yep.
And yeah, you know, they're obviously confident about Star Wars Battlefront 2. I really didn't care about it that much, but from what I saw, impressed the shit out of me. It really did, especially considering that, hey, look, it's still coming out, you know, 5 months away from now, okay, and there's still a lot of time to go ahead and fine tune and tweak things to make sure that it's all polished by release. You know, I'm hoping that things go well for it. I really do, and the fact that, like I said, all of the licensed Disney stuff, you know, everything that's going forward since Disney got a hold of the Star Wars license is now considered canon. What happens during the campaign mode is actually going to be very, very important if you're somebody who cares about the Star Wars lore. All right, so that's extra geek points right there. Okay. Yeah. Was there anything else, any other thoughts that we had on this particular one, or are we at a point where we could wrap this one up?
Well, yeah, I think we're at a point that we could wrap it up. So for me, very, very good. EA, congratulations. This is how you fucking do a conference. You have people talking. You have people interested in your IPs, especially your new ones. Some of the old one is coming back. Very good. This is what we want to see. Yeah. We want to see this type of stuff. Keep doing this shit. And like throughout the week, I'm sure there's going to be other things that are, you know, we gain more information on things. So, congratulations, EA. This is a great start for E3 2017. Bring it on, guys.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Graymouse. You know, I'm like I said, I'm not a big EA fan. I don't care for a lot of their products personally. But if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna present me something that's gonna get me curious about it, that actually, you know, and not only curious, but you're getting me curious enough where I could talk about it for like almost 30 minutes on end. You've done something right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way that I've got to say it. But what we really want to know is that if you've come all the way up to this point, folks, thank you for very much for you know, following us all the way to the end here. What were your thoughts on EA's press conference? Okay, what are your thoughts on our views for the press conference? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Do you think we're full of shit? We want to know. You can go ahead and let us know by clicking below, leaving us a comment. While you're at it, mash on that like button, mash on subscribe, especially if you like what we've offered here, you know, and if you feel like sticking around, we highly encourage it, okay? Because the thing is about this is that these particular videos, it's not just us talking. We're hoping that every comment is the start of a brand new conversation. And like we say, with every good conversation, it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with us, as long as at any point in time we make you stop, listen, and actually consider what we're saying here, then we know we have accomplished a lot more than you could ever imagine. All right? With that, we are the Middle-Aged Guys. I am the Reverend.
And I'm Graymouse1.
Thank you very much, YouTube. We will see you later.